lack of a better word, is good. Read it right. Read works.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 5 of Let's Play Wall Street Raider. This is RakeM, your host. Last time out, we made a bunch of money. And we are going to make some more this time. We're up to $109 billion, and I think by the end of this episode, we should have $300 billion or more. But before I get into the reasons why, let's talk about where we have left off. We have stock of Cabot Corp, RakeM Bank, and RakeM Insurance. And we also have options on 100% of Cabot Corp's stock. And his stock is currently trading at $160 a share, but his net worth is well north of that. So we are expecting a huge increase in the stock price, which will catapult the value of our options. And even if he doesn't go up any further, if he stays at like $291, we should realize a nice huge gain. Now, the only reason why it would go down is if we were to lose money on commodities, but we're going to do our best, of course, to make sure that that doesn't happen. So at the end of the last episode, we were realizing a lot of profit on the crude futures. And rather than expose ourselves to more exposure on the futures, we went ahead and bought physical gold at $640 an ounce. And we bought silver at $12 and change. I don't remember exactly how much, but basically it's more or less broken even right now. We also had Cabot buy options on Donaldson Corp and Royal Dutch and ExxonMobil and on these two it was for the to hedge our bet on the price of crude. If the price of crude had gone up, we would have lost money and we could have made it back on these. As you can see, we're up about $5 billion on our options for ExxonMobil. Royal Dutch is breaking even. And we'll be keeping an eye on this from time to time this episode to decide when we need to cover these or sell these off. Okay, but basically I have updated my spreadsheet. Cabot Corp, the target price is $129 a share. So we're already above that, and obviously we're not going to sell it until we realize the full potential of those options. And Donaldson's price of $30, we're only a third of the way there. He's currently selling at $10.75, and he was up to like $11.50 earlier. So we're going to be trying to increase his stock price. And one of the things that we're going to do today is we're going to give him a dividend, which should help boost his stock price. We're also going to try to expand his market share if we can, and if not, then we'll pay down debt. I have added RakeM Insurance to this list, and basically he only has two things. He has some subprime mortgages, and he also has stock index futures. And I said at the end of the last episode that I was going to turn on the ticker at the beginning of this episode, but instead we're going to do something else, because rather than just turn the ticker on and wait for things kind of to align in our favor, there are things that you can do to raise money, to invest, whether you have cash or not. And furthermore, I'm going to show you something today that I've never shown you before. It's going to take a while to do. We're going to be doing a little bit of fast forwarding because it involves a lot of transactions, but basically we're going to play dirty. And by playing dirty, we're going to basically take about, I think, $30 billion and turn it into somewhere between 75 and 100 billion. And it's also going to weaken the computer player in the process. It's not going to knock him out of the game, but it will weaken his position. So looking at where we stand against him, he is currently down from his initial $1 billion. And we are up to over 100 billion, so that's good. But basically what's going on here, Helsinki is losing money because the prime rate is going down. And insurance companies typically do better when the prime rate is up. Okay, and furthermore, the bonds that he's got in Acer peripherals are going down in value. And that's because Acer peripherals, as you remember, is in a Well, look at that. He's already underwater. So he did have a debt problem, and now he's got an even bigger debt problem. I don't know why. He could pay that. He could bring himself back into alignment, I think. Couldn't he? I don't know. I guess maybe it's because the stock of Acer Computers is down. But anyway, be that as it may, we are going to engage in some dirty tactics here. Not so much targeting the computer player, but just in an effort to make money. We wouldn't have to do this in an industry that would affect the computer player. We could do it in any industry, really, and still make money. It's just, just a little fun thing to do to hurt him. Because, I'm petty like that. So anyway, what we're going to do is, first we're going to take a look at our commodities to make sure that everything's moving in the right direction and decide what our values are going to be for covering our positions there. And then we'll get into what we're going to do instead of running the ticker. All right, so on Cabot Corp, he has futures of oil that he has sold short, and we're making a ton of money here on both of these. And basically the price has gotten all the way down to 112, and now it's gone back up a little bit. If this goes up to 120 or above, we're going to cover our positions. All right, gold, we don't have any futures, I don't think. No futures of gold, but we bought I don't remember how much, but it was like 6,200, I think, ounces or contracts of gold. 6,200 at 646. So we're basically hoping that this will go up and up and up and up. It is currently on the way up, and we'll just keep an eye on it for when it plateaus. We have futures of silver that we have bought. We bought it down around when it was down around $12 an ounce, and the contract price was 18. It is still down, but I think what we might do, if it drops further, if it drops below 13, we'll buy some more futures on silver if we can afford it. Looks like we can, and if we can't, if it just keeps going up, then we'll just wait for it to top out. Wheat and corn, we at this point are looking to buy them below $6 and sell them when they're above 9. Now on wheat, we want to sell it above 10, but on corn, we want to sell it above 9. Corn is on the way down right now, and if it falls below 6, we'll buy some futures. Same thing here with wheat. It's on the way down. If it gets below 6, we'll buy more futures. Okay, so the transactions that we're going to be entering into, we're going to be using options and short sale of stock. And to set this up and explain exactly what the plan is here, let's go and expand this. So what I did between episodes was I went to every industry in the game, and I looked up the largest market share company and put in their market share percentage and the total number of assets that they had. And when you divide this number by that number, you get an industry size. This is the total assets that are in each industry. You total that up, and we have $12.2 trillion in business assets among all these industries. I've provided a percentage of what that amount represents for as far as total game assets is concerned. And then I looked up every industry to see whether or not the supply-demand situation was improving. And there are a few that are and many that aren't. Okay, and then I also went to the industry report, the growth rates report, and I plugged in numbers off of this report into these columns. Okay, and what I am looking for is I'm looking for an industry that I can destroy. And I'm going to profit off of their destruction. And basically what that means is I want a healthy industry that's making a decent profit. So something with average returns above 20%. It needs to be of a decent size. So I'm thinking, because I have credit of $32 billion, I'm going to try to do this with about $30 billion worth of money. And so in order to do that, basically what you need is an industry that isn't more than 1.5 times this. So to ensure success, I'm going to take my 30 billion and divide it by 0.6 to where we get a new number, and that new number is 50 billion. So I'm looking for something that is 50 billion or less in size, in industry, 50 billion or less. And these bottom three are too small. I don't want to mess with those. Wouldn't be big enough of a return. The next one is transportation equipment. But if you keep going up, you'll notice that computer peripherals, which is just over 50 billion, is the one where Acer Peripherals is. And while we don't really have to do anything more to take his stock down, he's already on the verge of bankruptcy. It's nice and big, and we can make a lot of profit, especially when you look at the companies that are in there. Right, so we have Toshiba. His market cap is around 50 or 60 billion, excuse me. Right, and let's see who else was in here. Neck Peripherals. He's trading at a nice premium. He's worth 6-7 billion. And let's see who else. HP Printers, I would love to include him, but he's 100% owned, so I can't really do much about him. Seagate, 8 billion. And basically, we can make roughly double what the market cap is for these companies, potentially, by taking down this industry. So anyway, what we're going to do, first of all, is we're going to go over to Donaldson Corp and we're going to give him a dividend. And he's currently bringing in 29 cents a quarter. And I want to give him a 2% dividend. So we're going to go ahead and give him a 29-cent dividend. And that'll help bring up his stock price. I want to look and see if he's competent now, but not very capable yet. So we'll leave his R&D alone. And the growth rate, this demand growth rate keeps going up. And we've got credit and almost nobody else does. So I'm going to go ahead and increase the growth rate to 15%. Matter of fact, let's make it 20. Okay, and that'll help the stock price rise. All right, so we're done. We're done with that. So let's just delete that. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to computer peripherals again. And the first thing I want to do is take a picture of the industry. And I'll bring up Paintbrush here. And we'll have it there to refer to. All right, before we start messing with it, let's look at these. Okay, both wheat and corn have dropped below 6, so let's buy some futures of those. The rest, we're good to go. Looks like the stock index dropped about 30 points. If it drops below 7,300, we need to have our insurance company sell off its futures. All right, so let's go to Cabot and buy some futures of wheat and corn. And we're going to do 20,000 contracts of each. Don't think we need to do anything else. Silver is fine. We already had some corn and we sold short. Let's cover that. Okay, oil's still going down, so we'll hold on to everything else. Okay, now I'm going to do the dirty dealing because I'm a little concerned I have too much money in Cabot Corp. I need to make some money elsewhere so that if something does go tragically wrong, like some kind of scenario comes up that cripples Cabot Corp, All of my net worth isn't tied up in him. And so I'm going to be conducting all of the dirty dealings without Cabot Corp. I'll be doing it under my own name. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to start with the top 6 companies on this list. And of course, we won't be doing HPPR, so it's just 5 of the top 6. We're going to sell short 20% of their stock. All right, so I will do that real quick. Okay, we've sold short the stock on 5 companies. There they are. And next, corn dropped to $4.90. Let's buy some more futures of that. Another 20,000. Ooh, he's got to borrow. That's okay, let's borrow, but let's not do another 10,000. Let's just borrow that once. Wow, he really dropped. Again. That's okay, he won't stay there. He'll keep going up. We can always double our money by selling off the gold we have, if we have to. Okay, getting back to playing dirty. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to sell calls on 100% of these 5 stocks and buy puts on 100% of these 5 stocks. And I would like to tell you that we can fast forward through all of it all at once, but these commodities need to be monitored. So basically we have 10 sets of 10 transactions each to do on these for a total of 120 transactions. And basically after every 10, we're going to stop and look at these. All right, now this is part of the reason why I haven't shown you this kind of stuff before, is that it takes a while to do, especially when you have other stuff going on. But I think it's something that you should know how to do, so I'm going to show it to you this time. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sell calls on 100% of Toshiba. And when I get done, I will come back and we'll look at these again, because it looks like we might have to cover our crude. All right, so I'm going to fast forward and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I got half done, did 50%, and then I noticed that crude is above $120 a barrel. So let's go ahead and cover some or all of our futures on that, because our profits are going way down. So what I want to do, we're going to go and sell all of these, all 11,000 of this one. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and cover 50,000 of this one. Okay, and now we're going to basically watch this, and if it goes up $1 or down $1, we're going to decide to either sell short more or buy some or cover the rest or whatever. And corn and whatnot has gone down, so we're losing money on that, but we're not going to panic, because, well, maybe we are going to panic. I really don't want to have to sell my gold if I don't have to, but it looks like I might have to if these don't turn around pretty quick. Also, stock index has dropped 150 points. So let's go over to the insurance company and cover that as well. All right, now he's got $3 billion. He owes 650. Let's put another $2 billion into subprime. Okay, and we'll just let the insurance company cruise for now. He's very capable. We can back down our R&D. I'm going to make it 3%. And let's give him a dividend too. He's making $2.34 a share per quarter. So let's give him a dividend of that. What's his growth rate? 13%. We don't need that high. Let's make it 3%. Okay. Boy, look at that. We need to cover that right now. Holy crap. Holy crap, that jumped in a hurry. We got a negative $34 billion balance and our credit is only 13.5. So we're going to have to sell off that gold after all. $42 billion profit. And it's going to eat up, the taxes are going to eat up all of our cash. And this is the problem right here. Corn is still going down. All right, well, we'll be fine if that turns around. And looks like it might, so we're going to just hang on here. All right, so I'm going to sell calls on another 50% of Toshiba. And then we'll decide what we need to do over here. All right, so fast forwarding once again. I finished buying or selling calls on 100% of Toshiba's stock. And glad we sold our gold because the value went down. But so did corn. So let's see how we're doing. Still got cash. Still losing 20 to 30 billion on these, but I think what we want to do, we don't have any credit though. All right, I think what I'll do is I will buy some corn because that price is just too low not to. So corn buy. Okay. And now the price is back up. So on oil, I don't think we want to buy any futures. I think we just want to wait for it to top out. And as soon as it does, then we'll sell it short. Silver looks like it's topping out now. So if it drops below 19, is that where I want to set the line? No, I think I'm just going to go ahead and cover it right now. We don't have that many many contracts anyway. We'll wait for it to get above 24 or below 16, and then we'll think about doing some more with it. Okay, so we have sold options on 100% of Toshiba's stock. So now we need to buy puts on 100% of Toshiba's stock. So that's what I'm going to do next. And I will, let's go back to here. There, now I don't have to type in the symbol every time. All right, so buy puts on Toshiba. And all I'm doing is I'm taking the current price, which is 51.15. I'm just rounding it up to the nearest 5. The reason why I'm doing that is so when I have to buy these back later or when I sell them off later, whichever the case may be on these options, I can do it as one transaction instead of 10. All right, so I'm going to fast forward now while I buy put options on Toshiba, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're done buying options on Toshiba, and just going to check in real quick on our commodities. Corn has gone from roughly $3 a bushel all the way up to $6.79, so I'm making a killing. And I'm not sure if it's going to go all the way up to 9 or not, or if it already did and is headed back down. I just don't know. I wasn't really paying attention while I was buying all the options, but I know that wheat here is still going up. So we're going to just go over to Cabot and just make sure that there's nothing else that we want to do. We were talking about buying silver when it fell below 16, but it looks like it's still falling. So we're going to leave that alone for right now. All I'm going to do is I'm going to pay off my loan here. We're going to look for crude to top out before we do anything with it. And we look for silver to bottom out, and wheat and corn look like they're both still headed up and may top out soon. So we're going to be very careful while we take care of these other options to try to catch that when they do hit their top price. All right, so I'm going to pay off my loan. All right, and I'm going to go back to buying options. Now the next company up is NEC. Okay, and look at that, it's already above. We just need for it to top out. All right, so I'm going to sell call options on NEC. I'm going to round this up to 60. And I'm not going to fast forward. I'm just going to do these one at a time. We're going to look at the commodity prices in between each one. Still going up, and this one dropped. We'll give it another shot and see what happens. Let's do one more, see if it goes up or down. Went back up. Okay, hasn't topped out yet. Silver jumped from high 13s to 15. They're just really volatile right now. All right, wheat's gotten all the way up to 11.11. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to go ahead and have Cabot cover his positions. That's just too much money. And if it goes up some more, it's not going to go up that much. So I'm going to go ahead and cover. And we're going to try to sell it short and see what kind of a price they give us. And this is a great price, so I'm going to go ahead and sell it short as well. And that was $8 billion. So let's go ahead and do the max. All right, looks like I got the max. Losing money on it right now because it's up just a little bit. But that'll go back down. All right, so it looks like wheat's falling, or corn's falling. Let's cover that too. Okay, anything else we want to do? Silver jumped back up. Oil is high and looks like it's still going higher. So if this starts to fall back below 140, we'll sell it short. Otherwise, we'll wait for it to top out. Okay, don't really want to do anything on anything else. So let's get back to our options. So we were working on neck. And we've got 70%, so let's do the other 30 and then buy the puts. And I will do that. Let's see. Do I still have futures of anything? Did I not sell mine? Okay, I need to cover my corn. Okay, now we'll do our options. I'll fast forward and I'll be back in just a minute. I hope this episode doesn't seem like it's torturous to you. I mean, I realize that we're doing a lot of commodities. The game is moving kind of slow. We've only gone through like 2 weeks of game time. But look at our net worth. I mean, we're up to 376 billion already. And this is the kind of stuff that you can do to gain a ton of net worth in a short period of time. You just have to watch these things like a hawk. And while the return on this stuff with the options and whatnot and playing dirty is taking forever to show you, it's a good thing to know. So, I'm going to go ahead and follow through and go ahead and do it, even though the return on it is, less than what we're making on the commodities. But anyway, crude has fallen back almost to 140. So we're going to go ahead and short it. I'm going to short 100,000 contracts, and then I'll have Cabot do another 400,000. All right, so that was me. Now let's have Cabot sell short crude oil. All right, 400,000 for Cabot, and I've got 100,000 for myself. The price is up just a little bit all of a sudden, but we're still making money. It's cool. Wheat's down and headed down, so we're doing all right. Okay, so let's see. I got how much? 60%. So let's do the other 40%, and I will be right back. Okay, that's all the options we need to buy for neck. Next up on the hit parade is Seagate. All of our commodities are doing fine, so let's go ahead and proceed with selling calls on Seagate. Okay, so I'll buy some calls on Seagate at $65 a share. And I'll be right back. Okay, so I made the mistake of buying calls instead of selling them, but I fixed that. And you got a problem with crude here going all the way up to 160. Not sure why that is. Our growth rate is dropping. The prime rate is remaining steady. we're making money on our wheat futures, but oil is dropping or rising like a stone, which is bad for us. Just want to see how much trouble Cabot's in. He's not really in any trouble because he's got so much cash to begin with. He's making more off of wheat than he's losing on oil, so I guess we're all right. The question is, where are we going to cover this thing? And it would be nice if it dropped below 6, but I don't know that it's gonna. So I'm going to finish up what I was doing on Seagate here, and just have a couple left. Okay, I guess we only had one left. So it's gone back down, and this is headed up. So let's cover our wheat futures since the price is headed up. Okay, so all we have now is oil. Holy cow. Wonder what our options doing are on here. So we are losing money on both. With the price going up, that shouldn't be happening. Of course, it says he's losing money, which he shouldn't be. Oh, he sold it short. So I guess he would. What about Exxon? He doesn't have any. So he got rid of his. Was he forced? I guess he might have been forced to cover. Because he's got zero credit. Holy cow. 183. Let's cover what we have and sell it short again at a better price. Just lost Cabot just lost $212 billion, more than that now. Look at that. What in the heck is going on? Let's look at the deal here. So, earnings trend, net earnings rose from $1 to $1.73. Predicted to decline down to $1.50. Rising energy prices are helping the bottom line of oil and oil service companies. The spot oil price has exploded upward to 413% over the last three consecutive months. Growth is at 5%. However, demand is growing at 21% right now over its expected growth rate. I think that what that means, we need to go ahead and sell this short now. And I think we also need to buy some more options on oil companies. All right, so I'm going to sell short oil. I'm going to let Cabot do all of it. I'm not going to take any for myself. Cabot has more money than I do. And also, when we get done, we'll look at buying some more options. Not sure that we'll do Exxon now that he has no credit. But we'll take a look and decide what to do. So I'll be right back. Okay, let's go over and look at integrated oil companies. Exxon's trading too high, and the only reason why he's that high is because he just lost a bunch of money on the futures. So I don't think I want to buy options on this one. He's got he's got too high of a premium on him already. Let's look at the summary. Let's look at BP. He's upside down on debt. He's got no futures. He's worth 100 billion. Might be worth it for Cabot to buy him. Let's see what Cabot has now. He's got $500 billion. Silver's too high. Everything's too high to buy. So the best thing to do, I think, would be to invest in more stock. I don't realize, I mean, we can always spin it off later, but oh, brother. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do it. I don't like that we're putting it under Cabot, but we'll fix all that stuff later. Okay, so we're gonna buy BP, assuming that he's 100%. He is. Okay, so we're gonna buy him. We're gonna get him out of debt, and with everybody else in that industry going broke, he can expand like crazy. Okay, so BP needs 75 billion to get out of debt, but let's give him a cushion. Let's give him a $25 billion cushion. So we'll give him $100 billion. Okay, we'll have BP pay off his loan. Buy back his bonds. And let's see. I guess we're buying it back at 107. So we take a loss on that, but that's okay. It's less than the interest rate on the bonds. Okay, so we've got a 7% market share, and the industry's growing at 21. So let's max this out. And why is he growing at 67? First of all, he doesn't have the money to do that, and second of all, isn't it supposed to be capped at 60? All right, so the highest R&D spender is 18%, so we'll make ours 20. In fact, let's make it 21. We're going to max out our growth rate. Set our dividend to 0 for right now until everything kind of settles down. Let's see, anything else I want to do? I would like to be able to buy options on him. So let's do a public offering. He has 10 billion shares outstanding right now. So let's do, how many? Let's get the calculator out. If we do 1 billion shares, it would be, we would own 91%. So, let's see, 100,000, or 10 billion, excuse me, divided by 0.9. That's how many we would want to issue in order to end up with an exactly 90% market share, or I guess ownership of BP. So let's do 11,200 shares in our offering. Or not 11,000. It would be 1,120. Okay, we got a random deal. This comes up on this difficulty level. BP's, especially when you do, like when you do one public offering, it usually goes through fine. But if you do a second one after just a short period of time, there's a random chance this can be triggered. So while the SEC and most of the states have approved this stock offering, a hard-nosed commissioner of securities in one southern state stands in the way of going forward with this issuance. He vows that unless certain specified accommodations are made by us, the company will not be granted a permit to sell any new stock in Mississippi. The accommodations in question consist of a $5 million payment to certain numbered accounts in Zurich to a favorite charity of his. He has made it clear that his office will torpedo the offering unless his charitable contribution is made. What do we do? $5 million? No problem. Just pay it. Okay, and we now own 90%. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Cabot Corp. See, do I want Cabot Corp to do it? Cabot Corp's got enough money. I think I'll do it. I will buy calls and sell puts on BP. And we'll keep an eye on, what do we have to keep an eye on? Of course, we have silver needs to be sold short. And there's just opportunities everywhere. I can't get any of these one scenarios done. All right, I'm going to sell short all the silver I can. After which I will buy options on BP. I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm not sure why this message is coming up because I have the buying power to buy 100% of the stock, so I'm not sure why I'm getting that. As you can see, when I cancel it and I try again, I have no problem. No, it tells me I still don't. You lack buying power. I mean, it was only 3,000. 3 billion. I mean, I've got plenty of credit. What is the deal? Why am I not? Why do I not have the buying power? That doesn't make sense. Let's try this again. Buy call options on BP. You lack buying power to make purchase of calls on 1% of BP stock. I don't understand. It was only $3 billion to do that. And now I'm negative. What am I losing money on? I mean, see how little it was? I mean, I have 30%. Divide that into this. It's 3 billion or, 3,500 each. And it's saying I can't afford it. Where's my, what date is it? Did I just pay taxes or something? I'm making more on this silver than I am on these, so why am I negative over here? Am I losing money on my short sales over here? Maybe that's what it is. Let's see. Let's go to tax info. Yeah, I'm losing money over here. That's what it is. It's taking so long. Okay, that's not me. Hang on. Tax basis info. Okay, so I'm losing money, but not a lot. So what the heck, why am I negative? Look at that, negative 115? How is that possible? Okay. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I realize that silver is kind of mucking with us, but according to this, we should be breaking even or better. So why is my cash going wonky? All right, we need a bigger bank. We need a bigger bank, and that should probably solve our problem. Who does the computer player bank with? He banks with Tokyo Mitsubishi. Let's change our bank to either Citibank or JP Morgan. So if we go with JP Morgan, and now we have 10 times the credit limit, or 15 times the credit limit, and hopefully that will solve the problem. Okay, so let's see if that solves the problem. So let's go to buy calls on BP. And that seems to have fixed the problem. Okay. All right, so we're going to get back to fast forwarding now. Crisis averted. My bank just wasn't big enough to handle everything. Silver has given us great big swings, going up to 35 and back to 32, and that's just wreaking havoc on our cash situation. But we got it fixed. So I am going to fast forward while I buy the rest of the options for BP, and I'll be right back. I bought all the calls and I'm trying to sell the puts, but I can't find counterparties that have enough money to do it. So I went from selling 10% at a time to 5% at a time. And don't know how many I have total. Let's see. I'm up to 55% at this point, but I notice our cash is going through the roof. And it's because silver has dropped like a rock finally. Oil is still high, but it's lower than where we bought it. Let's go take a look and see where we stand there. So we're doing all right. And basically we just need to figure out where to sell this thing. If it goes above 27, we need to cover. Of course, we'd rather it fell. And this, I don't think has any possibility of going back above 200 at this point, at least not right now. So really don't need to worry about it too much. Just need to watch when it falls below 150, then we need to keep an eye on it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to selling puts on BP and see if I can't get 100%. Now, it might take a little while, selling small percentages at a time. Let's try 3%. Okay, 3%, they can find counterparties. So I'll just go 3% at a time. It'll take 15 transactions and I'll be right back. Okay, we got all the options done on BP, but while we were doing that, silver got all the way back up to 30. Now, I don't want to cover it at this price. I want to wait for it to go back down. But we need to go over to Cabot. And I want to have him... Well, crap. It just went right up from 391 to 497. I was going to buy some corn, but it went up. So, screw it. I mean, we need to get this other stuff done for this industry, or we won't get it finished by the end of this episode. So what we're going to do, we're going to finish buying call options and put options. We're going to ignore the commodities for right now. We've got plenty of a cushion money wise to withstand any swings, so we're just going to ignore the commodities until we get this other stuff done. Okay, so I'm going to buy puts on Seagate and sell calls on 100% of him. I'm going to fast forward while I'm doing that. I'm also going to do the same thing for Lexmark and Cycorp. Let's see, where did I leave off? Did I get them all? No, just NEC and Toshiba so far. Oh, I did Seagate. Did I do? I only did calls on him though. Okay, so I need to sell puts on Seagate. Or excuse me, buy puts on Seagate. Right? Okay. So I need to buy puts on Seagate and then sell calls and buy puts on Lexmark and Cycorp. I'm going to fast forward while I do all of that so that we can devalue this industry and start making money on it before the end of the episode. We're just going to interrupt long enough to review our earnings report. So Cabot earned $5.90, and it's down from the estimate of $6.17, but it's way up from the earnings of last year. And it might have been a mistake to ignore the commodities because crude is way up. So let's go and see how he's doing. So a lot of his cash is gone. But he's got plenty of room. So, I mean, this is going to go down. It's just a question of when. We could sell short wheat. We could sell short gold. And if they weren't on the way up still, I guess I would do that. We have the maximum for silver and the maximum for crude. So we're just going to... I'd like to say we're going to ignore these, but, you know, they're getting ready to flirt with messing us up here. So we went from 1.3 trillion back down to 500 billion. So I'm going to do 5 transactions at a time, and if I feel like I'm going to do some commodity trading, I will stop fast forwarding, but otherwise just want to get these options done so that I can start to make money on them and show you what the strategy is for doing that. So I'm going to fast forward again. Wheat's gotten all the way up to 13.20, so I'm going to sell it short, and then I will do the options for Cycorp. And I'm having to borrow to do this, but that's fine. Oops. Okay. So we're making money on silver now because it's down. Crude is headed back down again. Gold looks like it's going to head down as well. Let's go over to Cabot. See if he is able to sell short some gold, and it looks like he is. So let's have him do that. Okay. Now I'm going to fast forward again while I do the options for Psycorp, and I will be back. Our net worth is back up, but I'm a little concerned because gold is back above $200 a barrel. So let's go see what that's doing to Cabot. Alright, so he's not losing that much. And gold is offsetting his losses on the oil, which is excellent. We're up to $12.81 a share on value. So let's split him. Okay, now I have all the options I need. I have got 100% call options and put options on 100% of each of these. So now we need to start devaluing these stocks. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to buy. Who are we going to buy? Let's buy whoever's cheapest. I guess iOmega would be cheapest. He's only 100 million, 170 million. So I'm going to buy him. Yes. Okay, so I spent just over 200 million on him. Now I'm going to give him $30 billion. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him buy just as many assets as he can possibly buy. What that's going to do, it's going to drive down the returns on all of these severely. Some of them maybe even become negative. All right. Now we'll set our growth rate to 0, dividend to 0, R&D to 0. And we'll just let him sit. We'll just let him be sitting there. What's going to happen is these guys that are in debt trouble, they're going to go broke. And at that point, we'll worry about changing these settings or selling off the stock or whatever, because the earnings will go back up when these guys go bust. Okay, so before anyone goes broke, of course, our options should be worth their maximum amount. As far as the call options are concerned, we can hang on to those, but the put options we need to sell off before they go bust. Okay, so You know, basically once they get a D credit rating, that's when we can sell them off. All right, so let's have iOmega buy all the assets the game will allow him to buy. And yes, we're going to buy new. And it's allowing him to buy close to 26 billion in new assets. So that's what we're going to buy. There they are. We'll pay off our existing loan. All right, Donaldson's earnings are up, and we will look at him at the beginning of the next episode. So our growth rate's going to be 0. I'm going to set the R&D just to 1% and the dividend to 0 also. And now let's take a look at the industry. All right, so negative, 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 negative. And the only one that's not is HP, which we don't have any part of. Okay, Lexmark has a positive return, but given his credit rating, his premium should go away and his income should certainly diminish. So right now he's scheduled for 284, but that's going to drop. All this will get refigured on the 31st of December. All those projections. Okay, so let's see. What do we need to do? Okay, so I need to. I'm going to eventually sell off iOmega. Let's split him to start with. So I want to give a part of his percentage of his stock to somebody. Who can I give it to? Nobody. We don't own 100%. All right, let me buy back 10% of Rinse from Cabot. And now let me give 10% of iOmega to Rinse. So now when we want to sell them off, we won't have to worry about taking a big hit. Okay. Let's review the commodities before we turn the ticker on. We have wheat that we've sold short and it's headed down. We have silver that we've sold short and it's acting crazy. It's going up and down 4 points, 5 points at a time, but not low enough for us to cover it. Gold went all the way down to 1300 and now it's back up to 19. That is crazy. That is crazy volatile. So now we're losing money. Losing money. That's not good. That's nuts. Oh, that's disappointing. All right, what do we want to do? I guess he's got the max on oil and gold. We have the max on silver and wheat. So corn would be the only thing. Corn and the index. The index is on the way down, but it's like nasty expensive to try to do anything with it right now. Let's first of all, let's change our bank to JP Morgan too for Cabot Corp. Give him a bigger credit line. Well, I guess JP didn't have enough money for our loan, maybe. Let's try that again, see what the message is. Okay, that time it took it. All right. We have half a billion dollar credit line. want to do here? I don't think I want to buy or sell corn just yet. I mean, it's not high or low enough. And on the index, it's just been kind of sliding, and it looks like it's on the way back up again. So I guess we're just going to run the ticker. Our ticker speed is set to 1, and we're just going to run it to the 1st of January. I'm not going to go crazy. We're just going to run it to the 1st of January, then we'll end this episode, and we'll come back next time to look at or plan out what we're going to do as far as what the new projections are for computer peripherals, and also what the commodities are doing. So let's turn this on. And if any of these go nuts, especially corn and the index, we'll do something, but otherwise we're just going to pause it on the 1st of January. Corn's getting up there. We might sell it short. But silver has dropped, which is excellent. Gold's going back down. And we are up to $1.6 trillion. So let's see, we started in the middle of October, right? So 2.5 months, we went from 109 billion to 1.6 trillion. And it wasn't easy. We did a whole lot of transactions. Let's see what Cabot Corp's money looks like now. He's losing money on gold, but he's making money on oil. He's got a cash balance and a loan. And he's still losing money on oil. Still losing money on oil. But Donaldson's is up. So let's see how my stuff is doing. Oh, making a killing on silver. Wheat needs to go down some more before we cover it. All right, so let's see what the projections are. So for BP, his projections are going up. He owns Atlantic Richfield, and his is going down, so we'll have to look at that on the next episode. RakeM's returns going up. Donaldson's going up. Omega's going way up. And so is RakeM Insurance. So here under computer peripherals, all the negatives here. And none of these guys really have adjusted downwards. So let's go look at my call options and put options and see what they're valued at. So on NEC, on all these, I've doubled my money except for Toshiba. But we kind of, it took so long for us to get this done that his stock price rose while we were messing around with commodities. It's going to take some time for us to make money on that one. Same with these down here. So we're going to have to run the ticker some more next time. But we're above an hour now, so it's time to call it an episode. Okay, so that's it for this time. I know that all these transactions was kind of tedious and maybe a waste of time considering the fact that we earned over $1 trillion off of the commodities. But if you aren't comfortable trading in the commodities, it's a good strategy. It works pretty much 100% of the time. If it was hard to follow because it was so spread out among the episode, I can understand, and we'll try to summarize it at the beginning of the next one. All right, and I'll also run down the numbers to show what we actually spent overall and what we expect the return to be. Okay, so thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and share. And until next time, this is RakeM saying, have a good one.